Hi everyone, this is Shambhavi, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how I see peer pressure existing in today's date and time, how I have experienced peer pressure, and how it's still so fucking sad that it exists even today. Because now that you think of it, with so much evolution, with the humankind growing in so many different dimensions, it's sad to think that we still let everybody else around us impact the way we live our lives. So let's get into this video. So to begin with, I want to make sure we're all on the same page with the definition of peer pressure, because I feel like more often than not it's described incorrectly. And I'm gonna simplify this with an example. So, for example, you're hanging out with your friends, and all of your friends drink alcohol, but you don't. So, in the movies and in the books and in whatever other media that you consume, you will see that an entire group of friends is forcing the other person that doesn't drink alcohol to down a shot or like take a peg or whatever, right? Where everybody's like, oh, you should like take a drink, just try it once, like I swear it's good. Maybe you should just take like a sip. And they coerce you into taking a sip. That is what it's described as, okay? But honestly, that is not the kind of peer pressure that you see more often in real life. In real life, what happens, this is a real life example. You are sitting with your friends and you don't drink alcohol, and everybody else is drinking alcohol, and they ask you once. They're like, are you sure you don't want to try drinking? Like, are you sure you don't want to drink and just sit alone and not drink and, like, I don't know, drink soda or water or whatever? And you say, yeah, I'm sure, I don't want to drink anything. And then you look at your friends drinking, having fun, laughing, cracking jokes, and you feel like, oh, maybe I should take a shot, maybe I should drink, maybe I should just try it, because everybody's trying it, and everybody's gonna think I'm weird, everybody's gonna think I'm too, you know, rigid and too uptight. And that is the real definition of peer pressure. More often than not, peer pressure does not exist in ways where you're facing a lot of external force and pressure. It exists in ways where there's a lot of internal pressure. For example, basically, you're going through this huge phase of the fear of missing out. You force yourself into peer pressure. You tell yourself that everybody else is gonna think I'm weird because I'm not doing what they're doing, and it's gonna make me feel like I'm not a part of the crowd, and it's gonna make me feel bad, and it's gonna make everybody think that they don't wanna talk to me, and nobody's gonna like me, and nobody's gonna want to hang out with me. And yeah, all such thoughts keep popping up in your brain because you're looking at everybody else having fun the way they think they're supposed to have fun, right? And you think the way they're having fun is the only way to have fun. So you force yourself into it. That is peer pressure. Another example would be, let's say all of your friends have this one possession that has gone trendy. Okay, everybody has it, whatever it may be, okay? And you're the only one that doesn't have it. None of your friends are going to nag you about it on a daily basis. Literally, I don't see anybody around me constantly telling me that, oh, it's kind of weird that you don't have this, well, everybody else has it. I'm the one telling myself that. I mean, I don't really say that to myself, but I know that other people do. Other people look at themselves, look at everybody around them having the same thing, and then they create this need, they create this greed of wanting exactly what everybody else around them has, even though it's probably not what they need. And it's not something life changing. It's not something that's an absolute necessity, but you still create the want of having it because you don't want to be left out. So basically, peer pressure is just a form of fear of missing out. It is just a passive okay? A passive, a more hidden, more covert way of expressing fear of missing out. Okay, you like when you think that, oh, I'm being pressured into doing things. I feel like I hang out with people that pressure me into buying the same goods as them, having the same experiences as them. No, you don't. You're not being pressured by anybody else but yourself. You create this image of having external validation, which makes you feel so good that you crave it. You crave external validation so much that at one point you just start thinking that if I don't have what everybody around me has, I'm worthless. It's weird. And then you go to your parents and you start begging them to buy you whatever the possession that everybody else has. Like you start begging your parents that everybody else has it, why can't I have it? And that's how you create a scenario that puts you in a very bad position, lowers your self esteem, lowers your self worth. Now, you might ask me, how exactly is this lowering my self worth? It's because you think that your self worth is being defined on the basis of what other people think of you. You think that your self-worth is being defined on the basis of the things that you possess, of the experiences that you have, and the only way you'll be normal, the only way people will love you is if you fit exactly, perfectly into the box that they're all trying so hard to fit into. You don't need to fit in. You do not need to fit in. You do not need to feel like, you do not need to feel like shit, okay? Stop making yourself feel like shit. A lot of times people tell you that having things that everybody has makes you feel better because now you're a part of the crowd. Now you're a part of the group. Now everybody wants you to like talk to them. Everybody wants to interact with you. Okay, that is what you think is going to happen when you get that thing, and that isn't exactly how it ends. It ends worse because you get that thing and then now suddenly you see that nobody actually cares at all. You're the only one that cared. But now you already spent so much money getting what you thought was a requirement or a prerequisite to get respect and to get an equal share and an equal, amount of respect and responsibility in your group. You think that fitting in perfectly is what is gonna make you stand out. Like it's what gonna make you feel good. That's what you think, but that's not true. Not having things that everybody else around you has its own beauty. And we fail to see that. I have also failed to see it for a very long time in my life. And when I realized that I don't actually need to be exactly the kind of person that everybody around me already is, that is when I realized that I'm actually happy. I'm happy with the way I am. I'm happy being weird. I'm happy with having people describe me as somebody that's weird and too expressive, too loud, too happy, too smiley, too giggly, too jumpy. All of these weird words have been used, like all of these random adjectives have been used to describe me ever since I was younger. Like, I have been described as weird, a loner, a very annoying kid, a very talkative kid, very ugly. All of these different types of adjectives have been used to describe me just because I was not exactly like them. Okay? And when I was younger, it did impact me. It did make me feel like shit. It made me feel like I don't deserve to, be here. And that's bad. That's bad. That's bad on them. Because how horrible do you have to be as a person to make somebody feel like they're not worth anything? Okay? To make somebody feel like they're worthless. That's bad. And that's not your fault. But when you acknowledge and when you absolutely, check in with the fact that, yeah, I do need what everybody has. Like, I need to have what everybody has so that I can be just like them. You're basically telling them that they're right. Everybody else is gonna go around having all of these different, weird, not so nice opinions of you, and you checking in with them, you justifying them by actually believing that you need to be exactly like them to be cool or to fit in or to be considered normal, that is what makes you bad. That is what reduces your self-worth. Okay, your self-worth is reduced by none other than you. Nobody else is going around thinking about you 24/7. Nobody else is going around thinking of you 24/7. Nobody thinks that, oh, like, nobody's gonna think about you in the middle of the day and be like, yeah, she doesn't have what I have. They don't care. They don't fucking care. Okay? You are the only one that cares. You're so caught up in your own mind, in your own mental processes, that you've stopped living. You've stopped experiencing in real time. And that's bad. That's sad. You need to realize that you have everything that you absolutely need. You have all of the qualities that you need. You can develop newer qualities that make you feel better. You can develop a skill set. You can do so much more than worrying about being accepted by a group of people. You don't need to be accepted by anybody. You owe nothing to people. You owe yourself a better life. You owe yourself a better mindset. You owe yourself respect. And you don't owe any of this shit to anybody else. Okay? You don't need to have people telling you that you're doing amazing. You don't need to have people coming up to you and telling you that you look pretty. You don't need to have people coming up to you telling you that you have talent. You have it and you know it. Okay? You don't need to feel like you're not enough. And you're feeling that because you're not validating yourself enough. And when I say you're not validating yourself enough, what I mean is, instead of validating yourself, you're spending all of your precious time worrying about how to get external validation, how to get other people to like me, how to make people attention. Trust me, if you feel like someone is treating you in a manner that shows or portrays or depicts the fact that you're not worth their attention, let them fucking be. Let them be. You don't need their attention if it's gonna be half-assed. Okay? You don't need anybody else to look at you to tell you that you're doing great. All you need to do is you have to look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in your phone camera, in your pictures, and tell yourself that you're gonna make this version of you very fucking proud. You're gonna do everything that you need to do to make yourself proud. And when you do that, when you work on yourself, when you improve yourself, when you grow, you're automatically gonna stop craving everybody else's validation. That is exactly what happened with me. 3 years ago, I would fucking cry because I didn't have friends. I would cry because people don't like me. I would cry because people only like me for what I can do for them and not for who I am. Look at me today. I don't care. You don't like me? Fuck off. I don't care. You're nobody to me. You don't exist to me. Your opinion will only matter as long as I let it matter. Everybody else's opinion of you is only ever going to matter if you give it importance. If you don't give it any importance, if you treat it like it's absolutely fucking nothing, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna have any impact on you. It's not gonna make you feel like shit. You control the way you feel about what others say. Okay, let me break down all of the things that are in your control. Okay, it's the way you talk to other people, it's the way you walk, it's the way you carry yourself, it's the way you think about yourself, it's the way you consume only what benefits you. Okay, it's all of the things that impact you are on the basis of what you let happen to you. If you're gonna let people say shit to you, and if you're gonna feel bad about it, if you're gonna react to it, then I'm sorry, sweetheart, you've not reached anywhere. Okay, you don't need to let people have an impact on you. The minute you show people that they have power over you, they're gonna take it for granted. They're gonna know, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this person cares a lot about my opinion, and they're going to swim in their fucking ego. Okay, and you're not gonna let them do that. You're not gonna let them have power over you. That is so sad. Think about it. Another person, don't put don't put yourself in the frame right now, okay? Think of a very random person, a very random successful person that you think of as your role model. Think about whether this person would have been where they are right now had they let other people's opinions bring them down. Okay? Peer pressure genuinely does not exist in terms of what other people are asking you to do. It exists in what you think they would want, and you become performative because you want everybody to like you. You're not gonna be liked by everyone. Get used to it. Get used to it. Look at me now. I was like, literally, I am a living example of a person who's been through tough fucking shit and who's pulled herself out of it. I have had nobody tell me or help me or pull me out of where I was. I've had a lot of people give me advice. I've had a lot of people tell me that, no, you're putting yourself through it. You're doing this to yourself because you're just miserable. You're victimizing yourself. Yes, I was victimizing myself. But I'm also the only one that pulled myself out of there. I'm the only one that knows what I've been through. Okay? Even though I've told a lot of people about my past, I've told a lot of people about what has happened with me and how I've dealt with it. I don't think other people are going to be able to resonate with it because they've not lived through it. And that is exactly what's unique about you. You've had experiences that make you feel bad. You've had experiences that make you feel good. Whatever may that be. Only you know how you felt when you've experienced that. Okay? And you're not gonna let anybody else dictate the way you feel about yourself. You should be fucking proud of yourself because you put yourself out of things that other people your age have probably not even been through. Okay? Alright, so guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye bye. Love you. Reach out, show the love.